It's rather boring to switch from one part of your arrangement to another without any transition effects to make it a bit smoother. If you're wondering how to make your own unique transition effects, stick around. I'll be talking about some of the different ways you can do this. Hey everyone, Jake from Transverse Audio here. Not every change in your arrangement calls for one of the tips I'm going to talk about in this video. But it is good to include some other effects like what I go over in my video about making better intros, which applies to introducing any sound throughout your song. That can be found in the card to the top right. Now let's get back into this video. You can easily make a sweeping effect by reversing a crash cymbal into another one. You can either use an entirely new sample or just duplicate the normal one and reverse this copy. Whatever way you choose, make sure to line them up with precision, as it can make an obvious stop or jump if you don't. You may have to zoom in quite far to make sure of this, and you'll most likely need to temporarily disable Snap to Grid, so you can nudge the sample very slightly. You can do this by holding down Alt and dragging, Shift and scrolling on the top bar of the pattern, or by going to the magnet icon to the top left of the piano roll and selecting None. Just remember to switch it back if you use the menu, as it will make it really annoying to arrange your song when you zoom back out. I usually have it set to line, so it's dynamic and is based on how zoomed in I am. Depending on the samples you use, the initial snap or transient may interfere with the sweep where the two samples connect. I've got kind of three ways you can deal with this. You can automate the volume on both samples where the initial hit of the cymbal is heard. When the two samples overlap, this is known as crossfading. Basically, you decrease the volume of one sample and increase the other, usually at the same time. You can add a reverb to the reversed one to make it less harsh at the end, or technically the middle of the sweep. This will help blend the two together and make them sound like a single sample. You can also adjust the volume level of each individually to give it more of the style you're looking for. For tip number 2, it's all about the drums, and most commonly it's going to be the toms, but can be any kind of percussion. Using drum fills at the end of a pattern, right before the next one, will make the transition a lot better. This can even be done when going into the same loop or pattern to keep things interesting. To start, you'll want to pick out your drums. Once you have a few to work with, you can start to write out your own pattern. Nothing too crazy, but enough to make it exciting. Finally, tip number 3. Very similar to the last one, but instead of percussion, this one involves synths or other instruments. What you want to do is make your own quick sound effect like this. You can really make them your own way and with your own choice of sound. The point of this is to just create a bit of extra detail to grab the listener's attention for the next part. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite technique was from the video. I release a bunch of content just like this, so subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. As always, thanks for watching.